It was 45 years ago that Lee Elder made history as the first African American to compete in the Masters tournament. Lee Elder, the golf icon, faced discrimination and death threats as he cleared a path for golfers like Tiger Woods. He was one of the greatest golfers in American history and became an inspiration for many young golfers like Tiger Woods. In today's video, we want to pay tribute and honor the great Lee Elder and share his story and things you might not know about this legend. Welcome to 24 Golf, your daily dose of golf content. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Unfortunately, Lee Elder passed away at the age of 87 on the 28th of November 2021. But let's look at the incredible life he had. For Lee, Augusta was never about him. It was Pete Brown, Charlie Sifford, Ted Rhodes, and all the other African-American professional golfers who not only fought against the abuse and discrimination, but also showed endless dignity and boundless courage. Lee himself said the following to Golf Digest in 2020, "As I look back over the accomplishments I've had in my life, the one thing that I'm proudest of is playing in the Ryder Cup and representing my country." By surviving the difficult road and paying his own dues, the legend showed us that determination is the key to success. Born in Dallas, Texas in 1934, Lee was the youngest among his 10 siblings. After his parents passed away, he was first taken care of by an older brother and later by his aunt. Lee's interest in golf already developed when he was just 8 years old after watching a match in his hometown Dallas. After moving to California, he started his schooling in Manual Arts High School and frequently missed his classes as he preferred to work as a caddy. After 2 years, he dropped out of school. Lee even worked in pro shops and locker rooms. While working as a caddy at golf clubs, he developed his golf skills by watching all the golfers and then practicing mostly at night, just by himself. He began caddying at 12 on public courses, making $1 a round. He used to sneak out onto the course and play until one night, park officials spotted him and chased him away. Elder was drawn to golf as a way to create extra income for the family. He learned the ropes while caddying at the all-white Tennyson Park Golf Club in Dallas. Lee didn't play a full round of 18 holes until he was 16. After playing a match with Joe Louis, a heavyweight boxer, his career took a turn. The match led him to Louis's golf instructor, Ted Rhodes, after which Lee trained under him for 3 years. Ted honed his skills and he began playing in tournaments. Early in his career, he made money by hustling white golfers who could not believe a black player had the necessary skills to compete. Elder said the following, "I once shot 38 playing on one leg. Another time I shot 41 playing on my knees." Lee described Ted Rhodes as a father figure. He mentioned his journey with Rhodes in Washington Post magazine and how much of an impact he left on Lee. Before the match with Joe Louis, Lee advanced his skills after meeting Moses Brooks, a co-golfer. Later, he paired up with famed golfer Titanic Thompson as his caddy. Lee, in 1959, was drafted into the Army and was sent to Fort Lewis in Washington. There he was placed under the command of Colonel John Gleister. Lee was put in a special service unit by John, and that's when he got the opportunity to play golf on a steady basis. In 1961, Lee was discharged from the Army, and he joined the United Golf Association Tour for black players. There, he had a dominant stretch in which he won 21 of 23 consecutive tournaments. Unfortunately, the tour prizes were not that huge, often in the range of only $500. Back then, black players were excluded from the Professional Golfers Association, and it was only for members of the privileged Caucasian race. In 1961, PGA lifted its color barrier, and in 1967, Lee raised money to attend a qualifying school for the PGA Tour. In school, he became 9th out of a class of 122, which gained him his tour card for 1968. He was placed 40th on the money list during his tour, bringing in approximately $38,000. Lee lost to Jack Nicklaus on the 5th hole at the American Golf Classic, and the playoff was a memorable one and the highlight of his rookie season. Lee was personally invited by Gary Player to participate in the South African PGA Championship in Johannesburg, South Africa. Lee also played in several other tournaments in Southern Africa, and he even won the Nigerian Open in 1971. Lee won his first win on PGA Tour at the Monsanto Open in 1974. This win gained him entry into the Masters tournament in Augusta, Georgia for the following year. The entry also marked him as being the first African American to get an invitation to the Masters tournament. Lee shot a 74 on day 1 and a 78 on day 2 of the 1975 Masters, but he missed the cut. However, the impact of his presence in the field was clear, and from 1977 to 1981, he went on to play in the Masters 5 more times and finished in the top 20. Lee was 40 years old when he played at the Masters for the first time, and he felt that he might have had a chance to win if he was in his 20s. He faced a lot of racism during his 1975 Masters tour. He used to keep moving from one home to the other, as he always had people around him whenever he went to eat. He even received death threats. In 1968, at the Monsanto Open, the tournament in which he claimed his first victory in PGA, Lee and other black players were forced to change their clothes in the parking lot because the club members would not allow African Americans in their clubhouse. While playing in a tournament in Memphis, Tennessee, one of the spectators picked up Lee's ball on a hole and threw in a hedge. Another pro golfer witnessed the act, for which Lee was given a free drop. In 1974, Lee and his ex-wife Rose Harper set up the Lee Elder Scholarship Fund. This fund was developed to offer aid to low-income young men and women seeking money for college. Lee, in 1986, protested to the PGA governors for allowing 4 American golfers to play in a tournament in Sun City, Bophuthatswana. He spoke out against country clubs in 1990 that still used to exclude black golfers from membership. Lee actively promoted summer youth golf development programs and raised money for the United Negro College Fund. He served on the advisory board of Goodwill Industries. He took part in the traditional ceremonial start of the Masters in April 2021. In late 2020, following a summer of unrest over social justice and racial tension, Fred Ridley, Augusta National Chairman, asked Lee to join Nicholas and Gary Player as an honorary starter for the 2021 Masters. The Augusta National started a golf scholarship for men and women at Payne College in Lee's name. Lee was overcome with gratitude, and he finally felt genuinely respected. On 8th April, 46 years after breaking Augusta's color barrier, he was feted on the first tee of the Masters. In one of the interviews, Lee expressed that the experience was the most emotional one for him and his family. Between 1976 and 1978, Lee has won 3 more PGA competitions, and these wins led him to the Ryder Cup team. He earned a total of $1.2 million. After winning the Jamaica Open in 1984, he moved on to the U.S. Seniors Tour. There, he won 8 tournaments before his retirement. In 1997, Lee was present during Tiger Woods' win in Masters Tour, which was the first win by an African-American golfer. He was widely admired for the grace with which he tackled the obstacles before him. Lee, in 2019, was presented with the United States Golf Association's highest honor and the Bob Jones Award in recognition of distinguished sportsmanship in golf. He also got to see Tiger wear his first green jacket. Lee Elder left the world on 28 November 2021. He is survived by Sharon, his second wife, but he will always be remembered as one of the greatest golfers in history. His legacy of greatness will not be forgotten. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to never miss a video from us. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.